welcome to the Pour.
What's
What's
happening?
happening? So this week on the Pour, Luke's got something to drink. I have something to drink. I'd say we're more prepared than usual.
Yeah, I even
Luke?
have a glass
What are you
and a
drinking
new
tonight?
studio.
And a new studio-ish. What are you drinking tonight, brother?
I am drinking a local beer to me from our friends at. Just gonna click here. Boom. Smithavens Brewing Company. Now, Smithavens usually bottle conditions their beer, so they usually bottle carb it. So this beer is not done that way. It's in a can, and the name of the beer is Not a Bottle.
Not a bottle.
The type of beer,
Belgian
Pale.
Pale. Crack it, make that thing happen, and then we will drink my beer. Well, I will drink my beer, but I want to see that.
I love drinking Belgian beers out of the largest glass I can find.
At least it's a big can. Does that say 4.5%? Is that like a sessionable?
It absolutely is.
Ooh.
Which is
Nice.
good news because I am on 1, 2, 3, 4.
Is that your water break?
Five Belgians and a cream ale.
That's your water break beer.
Yeah. Okay. You ready?
Dude, I was born ready.
Smells good. It smells like Belgian beer.
That's a terrible, terrible set of lighting for showing off that beer.
Yeah. The light is right there.
It's
It's two bulbs. Like, see how?
Yeah, it's a little hot.
I've got the hat on.
Yeah, it's
So
looking
new.
It's,
Like,
it's looking. It looks a little brown. Not very
it's
heady.
A little brown. It's a little tiny bit murky. It's not very heady at all. But then again, I did pour it into a fucking 45-gallon drum.
That's true. That is true. Into your glass boil kettle.
It swooshes.
Yeah, it drops right back down though. The real
Tiny
question
bubbles.
is it Belgian-y though? I mean, that's really the kicker. Does it really vibe Belgian?
It does.
Or is this one of like I'm looking at your expression and I'm like, I'm getting one of these. Doesn't suck. Like, is it better than that?
Like, I've had 1, 2, 3, 4 Belgians this evening. It's better than one of them. It's a Belgian, but there's a muck to it. Like, it's not clean. You get the normal Belgian yeast. There's a little bit of spice. It's really not remarkable. It's not bad beer.
That's actually, you bring up an interesting point, and that's something that I talked to Marie last weekend. I spent a little time with Marie last weekend, apologizing for your behavior on last week's show. And
my behavior.
We won't go into it here. We can talk about it when we get to the therapist's office. All right? Just stop.
Your behavior. You were in bad form.
I spoke to Marie and apologized for you, but what we had talked about was the difficulty. There is a difficulty. There's this point where as people who are beer geeks, beer connoisseurs, I don't like that word and I don't ascribe to it and I don't pretend I am one. But people who are passionate about beer, we do tend to keep searching for the white whale, right? We keep going
Yeah.
for that whale. And then everything else starts to just stack up behind the whales. When in
Yeah.
reality, those other ones may actually be just a really good beer. And that whale is like way up here, and a good beer is here. But
Yeah.
we start setting the bar at the whale, which makes everything else look worse. So, you know, you said it's a good beer. And I guess that's really what maybe I should be spending more time thinking about. Is it a good beer?
It's not a bad beer. Like, I've had beer from Smithaven before.
Yeah.
Like, their hef is amazing. It's awesome beer.
So
like,
not a bottle. You're
Not a
gonna.
bottle, like-
it's just you're there, but you're not there. But you're there.
It's
See, now I wish
it
I
is-
had.
it is
I
a
wish I had
Belgian
one.
beer. I'll send you one, dude.
Yeah, that's
Um,
one I think I wish I had, because I'm very, very
It's
curious.
Belgian, and I think like it's billed as a Belgian pale ale.
Yeah.
And like you know, who the hell am I to say? Just like a beer dweeb. I don't even want to say beer geek, but
Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you.
it's like they used the wrong hop to make the pale ale of the Belgian. It just
Wasn't quite what you were after.
it's like a lazy version of a bad interpretation of a Chimay and a Dripplewad.
Okay. All right.
Right? Like it's not bad beer. Like
Okay.
I know people that would try this beer and would put shit all in their pants. but those people don't live here.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. What are you drinking, bud?
What am I drinking? All right. Well, I am back to Bridge Brewing. Luke and I did a review of their Ugandan Sippy coffee, which was a limited seasonal release last year. I spotted this one about a month ago, grabbed it, popped it into the fridge. Haven't grabbed it since. Should have, but maybe I haven't. But this is Bridge Brewing Ironworker Series number 5. It's a beautifully branded bottle. Like, it's gorgeous. Barrel-aged Belgian Red IPA. Now, Belgian and red go together beautifully. Red and IPA go together really beautifully. But Belgian Red IPA is something new to me. But it doesn't have a bad sound. The fact that this is a bomber and is a 7.7% scares me a little bit. I'm not going to lie. And the Ugandan Sippy coffee was just so bloody good.
It really was a good beer.
Like, it was
I think
just
I rated it high for both of us, didn't
yeah,
I?
we both rated it really high. So anyway, let's do this. I should have isolated. That was a beautiful sound. Little carbonation off the top. Don't know if you can see the smoke, but there it is. I'm gobbling, or I'm gobbling. I'm doing this in my freeze your cask off glass, because it's just such a beautiful glass to drink beer out of. Let's see what this looks like. It's more like a brown than a red. Oh, are you kidding me? I polished this glass and it's still not beer glass clean? God damn it. Little off.
What's up, Fanny?
There we go. Still not beer glass clean, but heads up really nicely. It's not really red. It's definitely more of a brown. A little off clear. I got a little too much foam into my mouth, and holy crap, but I'm going to try and restrain myself to be objective-ish. The nose is pretty malty and a little dark fruit. What?
It would be great if you knew how to wash a glass.
How to wash a glass?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
You can polish a glass and you still can't get it beer clean.
Well, I don't know. I'd say it actually is. I think it was just super carbonated, because it's not sticking. It's looking good. There's no bubbles there.
Like
I'm down.
view is just a little bit behind, and there was a solid ring.
Oh yeah, when I first poured it, there was, but it is all off of there, man. Look at that. There is no bubbling. It's just coming right from the base of the glass.
Oh, I stand corrected, man. It looks good.
Really hoppy nose for sure. Not so much Belgian-y, but there's definitely oak. Like there's woody. My beer's got a woody. So there's a little sort of orangey citrus, some fruit, some dark fruit, like sort of plum raisin type fruit. Oh well, screw it. I'm drinking it. And some malt. Oh. Whoa. That's an IPA. Huge hop profile. Massive hop profile. Yeah, a little bit of citrus, a little bit of fruit, little punch, lots of caramel, some woodiness. I don't know what it was aged in. I don't know if the bottle's gonna tell me. It's kind of tannic. It's got a. So it says deep ruby. Okay, that might be a stretch. Munich Crystal Special W malts, tropical citrus berry notes. Okay, well citrus tropical I can kind of get, but berry, port barrels. That explains it. That's where that darker flavor's coming from. Port can be an interesting flavor pairing with beer because it brings in those dark vanillins and tannins and stuff. This is really nice, but it is definitely not a chill out and drink a beer. It's way more complicated. This is a share it with friends beer. And everybody has a glass this size. I won't let this bottle go to waste, but yeah, barrel-aged Belgian red IPA. I would go for the sippy coffee over this. Not because this isn't a good beer, but because the sippy coffee was incredibly drinkable. This is like sitting down and reading War and Peace. It's not that War and Peace sucks. It's that you just don't want to fucking slog through it. This is big and important-ish and has tons of flavors, but I don't think with the IPA side so strong you can really get to them all. You know what I mean? Like there's in IPA sometimes you get this overwhelming hop smash and some of the nuances of other stuff disappears. This might be a little like that.
Would you like to know a fun and interesting tidbit about that beer?
Sure.
I bought that bottle.
You did? Is this the one you brought here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Is this the one we were going to do the bank show with?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
See? Should have come up. If you hadn't blown me off, we'd have done that.
Well, if you'd have been prettier, I'd have showed up.
If you'd have been more receptive, I would have come down.
Oh. I'm reevaluating my entire life, marriage, everything.
You probably should. All right, Luke, what are you going to score that thing?
I've got my review written. It's not bad at all. It's just not great. The Belgian yeast is there, but everything else is 40%. Reviewed live on youtube.ca/RyskCA, hashtag the pour. 2.25.
Ooh, you really gunned it. All right,
Sorry,
I am...
everything can't be a 5. Well, nothing can be a 5, but
the barrel
can't be a 4.
I'm going to type as I speak as I type. So much going on in this beer. A little overwhelmed by the hops, but still delicious. Because it is. It is. How do you spell delicious?
Delicious. I don't know if that's right, but it sounds good.
You know what? Works for me. Rysk /live. I am giving this one a 3.75.
Nice.
Out of 5. 3.75. Not going to hit a 5 or a 4 on it. I think the IPA, if they'd toned it down just a little bit, they'd have gotten so much more out of that caramel and out of the some of the fruits that are coming from the actual grist, and not relying so much on Mosaic and Citra to try and make it fruity. I think they missed the boat. In terms of the Belgian component, I don't get any Belgian out of it at all. I don't taste the yeast. I don't taste the esters. I just get smashed with Citra and Mosaic. And maybe I'm just not a Mosaic fan.
That's the thing that, like, people that are trying to do the IPA Belgian cross isn't like a new concept. Like, we've done a beer like that.
We have.
But everybody seems to be doing an IPA fermented with Belgian yeast.
Yeah, and I think that's wrong. I mean, that's what we did. Well, we did a pale ale,
that turned out, but it turned out in a way that, like, you and I are probably the only people in the world that would like that beer.
And I threw away a third of a keg. I threw away a third of a keg of it. Like, it wasn't getting better; it was getting worse.
Yeah,
and I think I do think that there is a point to stretch, Belgian yeast profiles into North American and European styles, Western European, English styles, say. But I do think that you have to step into those worlds very carefully. So,
like there's more to Belgian beer than just yeast esters. Like, there's a feel to a Belgian beer that you got to get right, or you can't.
Or it's not a Belgian beer. If you want to follow us on Untapped, hit us up at untapped.com/user/gscratch and untapped.com/user/Mr. Wilkinson. And follow along as we make our way through these crazy world of beers.
If you brew beer, you have a brewery, and you want us to talk shit about your beer,
get in touch with us.
Good or bad, let us know.
Greg,
we're going to be honest about it,
Greg,
let us know.
Greg at Rysk.ca, Luke at Rysk.ca. Does that exist? Or if it doesn't, it will by the end of the show.
No, it exists now.
There you go. All right. That is the pour for this week. I thank you for watching.